Good evening, everybody. God bless. It is Saturday night. Like I said, I wanted to come on, and time got away from me today. I'm just gonna be honest. Time really, really, really got away from me today. But we are here. Told you we was gonna do a Bible study tonight. We are gonna stay on top of this, which means I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Instead of 5 days, we're gonna be up and on 7 days because God blesses us every day of the week, right? So we got to do this for him and for us. So tonight we are reading Matthew chapter 18. I want to thank y'all for coming in. Like I said, tonight it's not too long, but still, if you want to grab a snack, grab a drink, go ahead, pause the video, go ahead and do that. But we are going to go ahead and get into this. I pray everybody did have a good day, though. It'll be... it's already 11:55, but it's all right because we get ready to get started. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into this, right? All right. I don't know if we get on the right side. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, that's what I didn't even say. I knew it. I'm rushing, so y'all, I'm so sorry. Of course, I am coming. Oops. I am coming. This thing is it's so high on me. From the King James 1611 version of the Holy Bible. I'm over here rushing. It's my fault, though, because I'm so late. I'm like, oh my goodness. And of course, study Bible that I use is the Message Remix. Now, like I said, I don't use this for anything else but my study Bible. However, if you are looking for a copy, you can look for some on, eBay or Amazon. I think they just have some, I don't know the website though. If you want to go directly to them, who makes these or who produces these, prints these, Eugene H. Patterson. It's called the Message Remix. But I know if you have the Bible app, you can look at the message on there. They have different versions at the top there. You have where you can choose like King James version or anything like that. If you scroll down, they have the message, so you can look at the breakdowns as well. And so I did want to go ahead and look at 18 and verse 3. Let's see. This breaks down, it's 2 through 5. So I'm going to go ahead and go in, or did I already? Yeah, I already went into 5, it looks like. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. So yeah, let's go ahead and read what this breakdown is. Again, this is chapter 18, verses 2 through 5 in the Message Remix. For an answer, Jesus called over a child whom he stood in the middle of the room and said, I'm telling you once and for all that unless you return to square one and start over like little children, you're not even going to get a look at the kingdom, let alone get in. Whoever becomes simple and elemental again, like this child, will rank high in God's kingdom. What's more, when you receive the childlike on my account, it's the same as receiving me. So that makes a lot of sense. All right, now let's go ahead and go into verse 6. And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a milestone or a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. In other words, don't offend God's children, right? Sorry, y'all. My hair is just all over the place tonight. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offense come. But woe to the man by whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into the everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. So obviously here, it's not telling you to literally pluck out your eye. But I'm trying to figure out how to say this. If you, like they say, adultery, right? You should not look at, if you're married, you should not look at any other man or woman other than your spouse. If you feel that temptation, do whatever you need to do to get rid of that temptation. You don't want, and then of course, repent for it. You don't want any of that to be left in you when you're trying to get right with God. Because in other words, should you pass, you're not going to make it, because God's going to be looking like you didn't try to get rid of this. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, and God's not looking for excuses on that day, right? So, that's just, that's how I explain it. But obviously, if you want, if you have any questions, which I usually talk about at the end of the video, you please feel free to message me, and we can look at what verse was that. That was chapter 18, 8 through 9. So if you want to talk about that in detail, we can break that down. Or of course, like I said too, you can go through the message and you can look at that as well. And if you have any questions, we can go ahead and talk about that as well. You can leave them in the comments or you can message me. But let's go ahead and get into 10, okay? So verse 10 says, take heed that ye despise not one. Or did I already read this? We'll go over. No, it's because it kind of repeats. That's why. Let's see. I think I did. I don't confuse myself. I'm sorry, y'all. Yep, sure did. I confused myself. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them has gone astray, doth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth. I don't get your tongue twisted. He rejoiceth more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. So, in other words, he's out there looking. He's looking for the ones who have gone astray. The ones of us who have come back to him, yes, of course, our Father is happy that we're there. But the ones who have gone astray, and he finds them, and they come back to him, there is much rejoicing in the heavens, all the angels singing and praising and just celebrating, as we should be here on earth, as we do in church, right? When usually, I've only been to what they would call black churches. So usually at the end of service, they have what's called the benediction, and during the benediction, they'll say, is any pretty much in so many words, is anybody looking to give themselves back to Jesus today? Is anybody willing to accept the Lord into their hearts? And during that process, it's that one that was astray, where maybe they left the church and came back, or they never knew of Jesus, or his sacrifice and his love for us, the Father's love for us, right? And they essentially really are, because we all come from him, they are coming back. They have come back to their Father, which is so there's this one that we just talked about, the sheep that goes astray. And it's just like the prodigal son. There was much rejoicing when that son returned. It's just like that. All right. And now on to 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. In other words, this is something while I was out there, I had to learn my lesson, but it's true. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've got a whole thing going on in my head. We should be going, say it is, say it's your best friend, or let's just go ahead and say that. Say it's your best friend, right? And they have done something that is just maybe not egregious, but it hurts you, right? And you're just like, well, that was out of left field. Where'd that come from? In other words, we should be going straight to them and not to anybody else, not to Taisha down the street talking about, girl, Taisha, I can't believe so-and-so did this to me and all this, and I ain't never going to talk to her again. No, we should be going straight directly to that person first, alone, and trying to talk to them about what happened. Now, if they don't want to hear it, then, is that person ever really a friend? I've come to find that out a lot. But, okay, let's go ahead and get back into this. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more, that in the mouth of the 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. So that way there won't be anything like, oh, well, he said, she said. Nope, none of that. This will be, you've got witnesses that can hear both sides of the story. Now, we really don't have anything like this in modern time. I know that there is a sect, a certain church, that I don't follow though, obviously, but they believe in the 3 witnesses thing, but from what I hear, it's not very, it's not good. But in this case, it's like taking like your closest friends that are, also mutual friends that, or, your church friends, somebody, especially if it's somebody, at church, you want to be able to sit down and talk about what went wrong. And like I said, in this way, that when you leave, you don't go, there's no he said, she said during all of this. No, you've got people there who can witness to what was said, and hopefully the matter can be resolved at that time. All right. And so let's go ahead and get back into this. So we're at 17. Hey, Aunt Linda. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. Oh, so here we go. And if you still don't listen, they go to the church then, apparently. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and publican. Verily I say unto you, Whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Therefore is the therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But forasmuch as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children and all that he had, in payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion, and loosed him, and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him, and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that thou owest. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, I should have put my finger here. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw, that's what I get for not following my finger again. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, and said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not every one of his brother their trespasses. And so that is the end of chapter 18. So in other words, we have to, we can't go to God for forgiveness, right? And beg his forgiveness, but then go out into the world and where others are asking us for forgiveness, just go, no, I'm not going to forgive you, and torment them and just be so cruel. Our Father had a heart for us. We should have a heart for the ones who trespassed against us. And as I spoke before on this earlier, when we were kind of talking about this in the earlier chapters of Matthew, I know it's hard. I'm human. I know it's hard. It can be hard, but that is where we have to call on our Father and ask him, please help me to forgive those who hurt me, who trespass against me, who, they didn't want to pay me back or anything like that. We have to ask the Lord to help us to forgive those, because those are also his children. And so, like I said, it's hard, but it's what our Father does for us. Therefore, we should do it for our brothers and sisters in Christ as well. So, all right, like I said, that was chapter 18. Tomorrow we will come back and do chapter 19. For 19, it's not that long, so I won't tell you to grab drinks or snacks or anything. But if you want to, get prepared for that. We will, like I said, come back with that. I'll be on earlier tomorrow night, not like tonight, super late. It's already after midnight here. But we will go ahead and do that tomorrow. I want to thank you for coming in. If you have any questions or comments about tonight's chapter, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. If you don't feel comfortable leaving them in the comments, that's completely understandable. You can always send those to me in Messenger on Facebook under Kendrea Hoyle, or you can also reach me on Instagram under Kenny Hoyle, or at Kenny Hoyle, which is KenniHoyle. And I will see those messages and we can go ahead and discuss whatever questions you may have. Also, if you have any prayer requests, please feel free to go ahead and put your prayer requests in the comments below and I'd be happy to pray for you, especially if you want me to pray for someone. All I ask is that you put their name in there. But if you don't feel comfortable leaving those in the comments, that's completely fine. All I ask is that you please send them to me in Messenger. You can do that. Or, and if it's for somebody, all I ask is that you please at least leave their name so that way I can mention their name during prayer. Please don't forget to, I have my book closed. I'm trying to memorize all of this. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow night for chapter 19. Thank you for coming in and doing this, following along with me, learning with me. God bless you. I will see y'all later. Keep me in your prayers as I keep you in mine. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.